Hi.
Hi.
This is my this is actually my first time using I guess that's all of us, right?
I think there's still one more.
It should be four of us. Five.
So we're just missing one.
Five.
Who are we missing?
One more.
Send everybody an invite.
I think we're just missing one.
Couple of minutes. Or not. Well, it's nice meeting you all. Can you hear me?
All right, I tried to copy and paste the link and send it to her, so hopefully she gets it.
I sent it to her.
The invite.
There we go. So I think we have everyone now.
Looks like it.
Hello, I'm here.
Hi.
How's your day going so far?
Mine's good. How's everybody else?
Good.
Doing good.
I think we're
Is someone recording this?
With a prayer. What's that noise?
Sorry, my dog's playing with this toy. Go away. Go lay down.
Anybody want to volunteer to give the opening prayer?
I can do it.
Go ahead.
Okay, here we go. This is weird. Our Heavenly Father, we're grateful for being and grateful for this opportunity we have to meet together as a class. Please help us to discuss the things that we need to, and that we might be able to have a productive meeting and receive these things humbly. In Jesus Christ, amen.
Amen.
And are you recording this then?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
So I guess I'm gonna start off by giving the case, right?
Yeah.
And Vice Consumer Products must provide feedback to one of her direct reports, which is Simon. York is a strong performer, but he has displayed some poor interpersonal skills. He interacts with his team that Griffin needs to provide feedback York his career at Derby Foods. Um, this case, I guess the question is, what is the issue?
Well, I think one of the issues is obviously how York treats people. He has frequent outbursts, and I think one of the biggest issues is it hasn't been brought to attention yet, even though like it has happened in brand manager meetings and everything like that. It's just kind of passed by, allowing it to be okay.
Right. I think another issue is that like the boss married, that she didn't really confront it very well, and she had her assistant kind of say, "Oh, you have to have a meeting."
Yeah. And to go along with that too, this York is like very confident and seems like he would overshadow the meeting because he doesn't know what the meeting is going to entail or the subject of the meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What I got from it was that he's a bit of a perfectionist, and he expects everyone else to do it at the same level that he expects himself. And so when they don't meet that, he doesn't know how to handle it. And so he kind of just micromanages and takes over.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like he's very aware of everyone else. I like in the last paragraph where he's talking and he said that everyone was interested in his meeting, but then she said that it didn't seem like everyone was very interested. They were ready for the meeting to be over. So it just kind of seems like he's caught up in himself and doesn't really recognize how other people feel and how his treating other people kind of affects their work.
Yeah.
Okay, why is it important? Like, for example, inconsistent with a culture of that demoralizes others, the effectiveness of the group. I hope I made sense. Do you hear me?
Yeah.
I think it's important to recognize that. So it says that he had just gotten the promotion, but obviously he needs some extra training on how to be a good leader.
See, in my opinion, he start talking down to other people, or you don't want to learn or have an open mind. It prevents from everybody working together.
Yeah, well, if it's not resolved, it's gonna make everybody unhappy, which will eventually have contribute to like a higher turnover rate, and then the success of the company and everything. Well, I don't know. If that makes sense. A high turnover rate isn't good for anyone.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe this comes into question behavior, raise concern.
Can you repeat the question one more time, please?
What are the specific behaviors that raise in the way he acts?
I think one of the things. Well, I think one of the things is with York is that he was publicly humiliating people. And that's not something that a leader would do.
And he was reprimanding some people that weren't even in his department rather than going through the proper sources too.
Yes.
Going along with that, he just kind of went down there and yelled at everybody instead of trying to call a meeting about it, or instead of going through a more professional manner.
Okay, so what do you believe the culture is at Baby Foods?
To me, it seems like they don't really handle conflict very well, and that it's always about blaming other people rather than taking their own responsibility.
I think
No,
some of
but
it's miscommunication as well, like with the seasonal packaging. I feel like that shouldn't have even happened because they were working on a team and they all should have been on the same page of how it should look like. But just
Mm-hmm.
miscommunication.
Well, it kind of seems to me like he just wasn't much of a team player. He was he was results driven rather than trying to get feedback and the help from his team. He was just looking at the end goal.
Mm-hmm.
let me ask you, you think he was acting out on the team, the group?
Yes, and I think he did so, like, for the example of the brand manager meeting, there's like a typo or something in the presentation. And instead of, taking blame as a team, he directed it more away from him towards other people. And yeah, so he would just get the credit for the good stuff instead of taking the blame for that as well.
If you were put yourself in Mary's place, Mary Griffin's, right? Men or build on the existing culture.
What was the question?
What would you recommend? Change on the existing culture.
Oh, I think that they need a better conflict resolution method, definitely, or chain of command to where people know where they can go to resolve conflicts like that. There's no way he should have been walking into the production room and yelling at people. You know, he could have easily just sat down with someone and said, "Hey, this isn't right. This is how it's supposed to be." But instead, he created more of a conflict, and now Mary has to deal with another one of her employees being angry at them, and now it's just a whole mess that could have been solved if there was a chain of command put in place, or conflict resolution or something like that.
And I think too, Mary Griffin should have handled it after the first instance instead of waiting as he gets used to it and it escalates.
Right.
Yeah.
So it seemed almost like when that John guy came up to her and was complaining about Simon, that she was like, "Oh crap, not again."
Yeah. And it seems like she doesn't really like confrontation or is very good with it either as being the leader.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be hard in her doing the company so much good, even if his methods are kind of if he's not very nice to other people. But in the long run, that's not going to happen. Um, he's not going to last there because no one's going to want to work with him. And so even if he is having good ideas, he's not going to have the team to execute them.
What is Mary's role in establishing the culture?
I think she's at the point that she isn't a good leader, and so maybe that's why other people follow in the same suit.
Good point. That's what I noticed. How is she supporting the to,
Can everybody else hear Michael?
It's cutting out for me.
Yeah.
you hear my question?
Yeah, you're cutting out, Michael.
Okay.
I can hear you. It's just cutting in and out.
All right, well, the question I asked is, what is Mary's role in establishing a culture?
So the question, what is Mary's role in establishing the culture?
Yes,
Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, I think her role as supervisor, she needs to maybe help establish a better situation with better coaching on leadership skills. She's in that position to where, being the vice president, that she should kind of be overseeing what her managers are doing. Instead of just kind of turning them loose and letting them figure it out themselves, there needs to be some kind of checks and balances.
Okay. Now this is a good one. This is a follow-up question. How is she working against the culture? For example, like behavior, delaying a response to issues.
Well, you can kind of see through her example of like having her secretary set up the whole appointment. But because her secretary did that, then Simon goes into the meeting thinking that he's going to get praised and that he can bring up all these ideas rather than actually receiving any consequences.
Role in establishing and maintaining the culture at Derby Foods.
Well, his role is to follow it, right? He's not at the top of the chain. That's Mary Griffin. So whatever culture that she puts in place, he should respect.
What is Simon's role in establishing or maintaining the culture?
So he's supposed to follow the rules, which is what you were just saying, right? That like he's supposed to follow Mary's lead.
Oh, I think it's the culture of the organization.
What was that one?
How is Simon supporting the culture at Derby Foods? He can get along with people, but they're decent.
I think he's being supportive of it by not being a leader because that's kind of the culture. So he's following suit in that way. But at the same time, you have to wonder, like, obviously we didn't get to see the product, so maybe the X really was not prominent enough, but he could come up that differently.
How should Mary approach the discussion with Simon New York?
Well, I think she should start out with, saying what he's doing well, and then go from there and start talking about, some of the concerns, or, just maybe kind of in the meeting, even giving him a little bit of coaching. Because you don't want to leave it on a negative experience, because if he gets, it's kind of that thing, try not to offend, but don't seek offense either. If he's going into it and she's, saying, hey, I've had complaints, you're doing this wrong, and this isn't okay, and, he's going to go on the defensive. And it's going to probably turn into a not so pleasant experience for either one of them. But if she goes into it with a more encouraging attitude, it's more likely that he may think, oh, okay, well, maybe I could have done that a little different. Or maybe we can try to establish this, a different way, instead of it being a negative experience.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think he should have either clarified with her secretary about the meeting so that he could prepare himself a little bit better, or she should have talked to him herself.
Um, okay, how can Mary Griffin the culture?
I didn't hear the question.
How can Mary Griffith reinforce the culture?
Yes, huh? Yeah, how can she make things better?
One of the recommendations I had in my case study was that they could go do team building exercises. I worked in an office once where we did that, and it was awesome. We did like these obstacle courses and stuff. It was good.
That's a good idea.
Oh, that's I wish I had that. Okay. What are the most effective methods Mary can use in productive?
Well, I think, like how it was mentioned earlier, start by what he's doing well, because he does have a lot of strong points and he's a good asset to the team. And so if you tell him that, then he's going to be more receptive to the, things he needs to work on, like Linnell mentioned earlier.
Yeah, he won't get upset. Huh? My recommendation, if I was invited to Mary, I would like give him positive so he won't, you know, feel upset um, to some help. Um, that would be my advice.
I missed all that.
Too.
Yeah, it cut out.
I'm sure it was great though.
Yeah. The principles of effective feedback situation. A question they put on here.
Well, our binder then react a little bit better. So perhaps if he would have talked to John's team in the production area and said, you know, I have some concerns, then that whole communication thing would have been better. I think that's probably the Derby Foods' biggest problem is that they just don't know how to communicate and lead. So I'm shocked that their business is even running if that's the case.
Um, this is our okay. I think are the guiding principles.
I didn't hear that.
Guiding principles and what?
If that's sort of the question. What do you think the guiding principles are concerning the case study? Yes, let me ask you this one. I mean, working against the culture. Can you hear me?
All I heard was culture.
Uh,
Maybe you should.
Yeah, can you type it in the chat box?
There we go.
you get it?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that he's not communicating in the best way possible. Instead of actually seeing what can be done to make things better, he's just, it's kind of his way or the highway. And if you don't do it his way, you're probably going to get yelled at or embarrassed in front of everyone.
Yeah. Kind of acting like a workplace bully.
Yeah.
Sorry, I gotta hang that up.
Okay. What is a team member's role in establishing and maintaining the culture? The team members.
Well, I think it's important for them to talk to, open up communication. They need to talk and express their concerns. Don't just sit back and grumble about it. People.
They're probably scared of Simon.
A little bit. I think I would be.
I used to have uh, a while back, and he nobody liked him. He was always mean to everybody. Nobody liked to communicate with him or nothing.
Mm.
Uh, how how is how are the team members providing support for the culture?
What are the team members what?
Yeah, members. Like the production planners.
I missed that. I heard how are the team members something. How are the team members? I don't think they are. I don't think they did a very good job of supporting anything. It's the ones that, but it seems like whenever Simon's talking, everyone else is quiet and they don't voice their opinions or say anything. And then when they do voice their opinions, going over his head to a superior and communicating directly to him.
I think if the culture doesn't change soon, then they're probably going to lose some of their team members because they won't feel like they're part of something. And in our readings of like the Speed of Trust, it talks about how the number one reason why people leave their jobs is because they have bad relationships with their bosses.
It'd be interesting to see how the meeting went with Simon. If he's not willing to change, then I think it's probably best to get rid of him. He has a benefit to him.
I was told to, we told, who's gonna be the next group?
It sounds like there's a lot of interference.
Yeah, I can't hear anything.
Okay, hold on. You get the message?
Oh, okay.
I think there's a spot. The next lesson is there's nobody there.
How,
I don't know.
how many spots are there? Like, how many times do each one of us need to be a group leader?
Just once.
Wasn't there another? Was there a Google Doc about it, or is that a different class I'm in?
Yeah, I think
Would
there's
it be a
like
different-
to sign up.
I think.
So I'm pulling it up right now.
Oh yeah, there is a sign up on Google.
So how many times do each one of us need to sign up to fill all the spots?
I think like two, at least two. I think there was like 13 or something like that.
I was
I don't. All of you already have a. You already signed up, right?
I think we've all signed up once.
it looks like there's 14 total.
There we go.
There we go. Sorry, my computer's being slow. I can't see the group leader sign up page yet.
It happens to me every time I'm on Google Hangout.
Okay, group leader. There we go. Okay. Well, I've already got, I'm the leader of 2 discussion groups this next week for 2 other classes. So if there's any chance someone else could do it this week and then I could do it, or do it the next one, that'd be great.
Yeah, I don't mind. I can do it.
We could-
Okay, thank you. And then I can do the lesson 5.
Perfect. And then should we just keep rotating in that order?
That sounds good.
Works
Yeah,
for me.
that's fine.
I'm surprised that you have they have you to be leader in 2 groups. You hear me? You hear me?
They're breaking up, at least for me.
Me too.
They have as a group leader in 2 groups.
You were?
No, I was, but fully I think very fully. Not very fully. Or the instructor. He took me out for one of the groups. I don't know why.
I think we're only supposed to be in one group, so that's probably why.
Mhm.
So I was he was having was what do you call it? 2 groups.
Mm,
Yeah, because we went through most of the questions, so
So we're good.
I just put my own name under lesson 12 since we're just going to do that rotation. Because I think he wanted it all filled out and sent back to him, didn't he?
Oh, okay.
know that. Uh,
Is lesson 11 like around Thanksgiving time? Is that why there's no meeting?
Yeah,
Yes.
I assume so.
yeah, I think this Thanksgiving, like 3 days, I think,
Oh, that's great.
for the people that go to school. I don't know about in the online.
So for the discussion board, do we all need to comment or do we just need one person that posts?
I thought it was just the
I
group
think
leader.
just post the link.
Okay. And then for the
I think I do that.
that's different.
Yeah, just the discussion board.
Okay.
The link to the
I'm
meeting.
gonna post it on there. Each one of you.
Sounds good. to me.
That's what the
Okay.
instructions say.
Okay.
And I guess when we post it on there, we'll comment on each other or comment, whatever. Good job.
Okay.
All right, well,
So plan on next Wednesday at 6, right?
Works.
6.
Works for me.
All right. Sounds good.
Thanks, guys.
All right, guys. Thank you for participating and showing up.
Yes. Thank you for being patient with me getting on here.
Yeah, me too.
No, I don't believe me. I had to what do you call it? My group meeting in math, and I was having trouble with Google Hangouts. And
Is she hungry?
Hmm.
but anyways, well, thank you, and the you know
Keep building.
the link.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, guys. See you guys next.
All right. All right. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.